The upstream documentation news is the Ceph ADM rewrite project, which is the project whereby I rewrite every string in the Ceph ADM guide, which is 19 sections and much, much longer than I initially thought it was. It's behind schedule, but it's continuing and it's going well.
Good.
The next thing, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying good. Glad to hear you making progress. Go on.
Yeah, it's tedious because Sebastian has just moved from SUSE to Red Hat, so there was it put me 2 weeks behind, but it's continuing apace. The next thing, and this has been the main avocation for the last month and a half, is the Google season of Docs. We have 6 applicants as of right now for Google season of Docs, and I can't name any of them in this meeting because it's public, but there are no bad applicants. So assuming on the 17th, Google will let us know whether our proposal for a Season of Docs project is accepted. And in case somebody's watching this and is wondering, like if they're joining us for the first time, our Google Season of Docs project proposal is a comprehensive user contribution guide. So something that explains how to use Get the way that this project uses Get, and then what to do when you see various errors or error messages. So we have 6 applicants. And the last thing that I have on the agenda is that last week, I think, yeah, it was last week, Neha sent through mClock documentation, which was another developer written or developer originated chunk of text, which I then reworked so that the syntax was better, so that everything went where it was supposed to and words were doing the jobs that they were intended to do. And that works really well. This is proof yet again. I think this is the 3rd project of this kind that we've done. In January, Neha and I had discussed trying to make it possible for people who have weaker English to produce something and then put it on GitHub and then forget about it. And then they're thanked for their contribution. And then we do something that I've wanted to do for a long time, which is not go back and forth with the developer on questions of English usage that they're not qualified to answer and that are just a source of terrible stress for them. And this is the 3rd time that we've done it this way. I think it works really well. I think it's great. It's a model of how this sort of thing should be done. So mClock is this project, and that's it for me. Like, the Google season of Docs is the main thing. On the 17th, we will know whether we were accepted or not, and the next meeting that we have, the Google season of Docs will probably be the predominant thing in that meeting. And that's it. Go ahead, Karen.
Oh, no, that's great. Go ahead.
Oh, well, it's just, I'm surprised that I got all that done in 4 minutes. It usually feels like only a few minutes, and I've spoken for 20 minutes, but here it's only 4. So, do you have anything?
I'll try to keep it to just 4 minutes, but sorry that I haven't really been participating very much, but I've had my head down in the downstream stuff. I am, supporting 3 releases at once, and all of them are a number 1 priority. So I've been doing a lot of whack-a-mole lately.
Mm-hmm.
but I thought I would let you know that I'm attending a Write the Doc session for the first time at the end of the month, and that might be another place to find volunteer help among doc professionals. I will learn more about this, but it's my first trip, so I can't really extrapolate much, except that they have one day where they pair people up and they write documentation for needy open source projects. So
Hmm.
I'll get all the um, information about that and bring it back.
Are
Also, if
you
you
are
go
you
ahead.
physically attending that?
Well, it's a virtual thing, so that's a yes and no answer.
Okay.
It's supposed to be in Portland, Oregon, but it's virtual this time. So it's virtual from Portland, and I'm from Portland, Maine, so it works.
Hmm. I see.
Yeah.
And the
And
other thing, there was a
well, the
second thing
other
you.
thing is that someday I might actually have enough breathing space to help you with editorial stuff. So please keep me on your hot list. I only know when you're having meetings when Ken Hartso forwards it from the program meeting. So that's why I'm here today, just because I just found out you were meeting.
Hmm. So I guess that might be a useful thing. I send a notice of the meeting usually within 24 hours of the time of the meeting to the Ceph users list, which is ceph-users at ceph.io. That's the email address of it. But I don't really know. Like I only see this part of the digestive system. I don't know like how other people consume it. So Ken Hartzell, you said?
Oh yeah, our doc program content strategist. He attends the program meetings on the Red Hat side, and also the when he doesn't have a conflict, he attends the orchestration team meetings as well.
I see. I sometimes I go to the orchestration team meetings. I always go to the leadership team meeting, which is an hour before this. And I would say I probably attend maybe 60% of the orchestrator meetings, but there's almost never anything for me to do. So I just sit there quietly and do a bug or something during it.
Yeah,
Um, but it's good to know that he's there. So that's like that helps me understand, I don't know, the bureaucratic ecosystem of the upstream of Ceph.
yeah, and I almost always go, but I've been so busy this week that I've been skipping anything that is absolutely not on fire, so that I can do the work that I need to do. I am
Yeah.
also not on the Ceph users list, so I have to get myself there.
Oh, it is. You will have to create a filter for it. I tried in the first 4 or 5 months that I was the upstream docs guy to read all the mail, and it just it. I probably shouldn't say this in a public meeting, and it's not like it doesn't denigrate anybody, but it gave me anxiety. Like
Now,
it gave me anxiety because there's just such a volume of stuff.
I understand that. So even the digests are like a fire hose, right?
Yeah, I mean, I use it to look stuff up when I need to look something up, but generally speaking, if I engage with the mailing list very much, like if I try to, how do I say this? My job is to get to the bottom of things and to write them as clearly and concisely as possible. The mailing list is very good for staying on top of things, which is the opposite of the thing that I want to do. So it's like I was trying to do both for the first half a year that I worked on Ceph, and it was
Uh-huh.
killing me. It was just killing
Man.
me. It's useful to have as a reference. Like I like it because I can look stuff up in it, but it is it's a lot. It's a whole lot. That's
Well,
I
if I might
suppose.
have filter on your email, I should get the information I need and can read the rest someday when I have leisure time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I've done. I have a filter in Gmail, and I'm sure it's consuming my paid for mail quota at a much greater rate than otherwise would be consumed. But Ken Hartzell, you said.
Yeah, Hartsoe. He's our
Oh,
content strategist. You've seen
Hart,
Ken. Yeah, him.
okay. Do you know where he is? Is he in Raleigh?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I would figure so. That's all right. Anything else?
No, that's really about it. I was just glad to join you and hear things are going on. When I have
Yeah,
more data for you, I'll share it. But you
I
know,
will. I'll let you know if. I mean, you're you're always welcome to. Uh, when there's more time, you're always welcome to ask for something, and I can give you something to pitch in. But I am. I guess I'll say this in this meeting. My long-term project, which I hope will be done by the middle of 2022. Um, I want to have personally read with my own brain every upstream sentence that has been written on docs.ceph.com, and if necessary, rewrite it. Of course, I'm not going to rewrite things that don't need to be rewritten, but sometimes there are syntactic problems. I want all of those to be written, and I want my. I mean, it doesn't have to be me. I'm not trying to be precious about this. It's just that I have access to my own mind. What I really want to do is create a document of no more than 10 8.5 by 11 or A4 pages that gives a basic overview of Ceph in a way that isn't deadly dull to read. So I don't yet know if this is possible, but a, I want to write an overview document that is similar to the first chapter that you would get in a Commodore 64 or Apple IIe manual, which I know is not the ecosystem that we live in 40 years later. But I like the idea of an overview, and that's my long term goal, which is why I'm going through this well, it's not the only reason I'm going through this and rewriting every bit of it.
no, but that's a brilliant goal, and I have to applaud it. A year ago, I would have paid big bucks for it.
It's I think it's the most it feels to me like the thing that would be most in demand if I were a pre-sales person somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, and then the Google Season of Docs thing. I have a big stack of ideas for. They're not just ideas. They're practically ready to be made into pull requests for beefing up the developer's guide is what it is right now, but it's going to be the contributor's guide. Just anybody who wants to contribute. Um, but I have had to hold off making any of those pull requests because I want to save them for our intern, whoever it is. And yeah, and that's it.
Oh, terrific! It's nice to talk to you, but why don't you go to sleep and we'll catch up via email some other time?
That sounds good to me. I was napping on the couch, and now I'm up, and now I'm gonna send two more emails, and then check on one pull request, and then I'm going to bed by 3.
Oh man, you I don't know how you do it, but you do.
Well,
Um,
I don't have kids, so I can and I've done this like throughout my 30s. This was the schedule that I was on.
oh my.
It suits me. I don't mind.
Well, I don't actually mind staying up really late either if anything late on my time. is important enough that you need my attendance. I'm a night owl, and I have enough trouble getting up early in my own morning. But uh, I'll I'll make myself available for when you set up a meeting.
All right. Well, if I mean, I don't want you to. I will never ask you to be in Australian time. It's absurd. North America is the economic powerhouse, and every every knee must bend, every tongue must profess.
Oh, true, but the crack of dawn here is like 6 o'clock, 6:30. I can manage that, and it's like the end of your day, but it's not 3 a.m. So
Well, let's see. My actual day, like if I today I did some writing, and yesterday I did some writing, but I was doing this Google admin stuff earlier in the week. But on an average day for me, if I'm going to do writing, I'll wake up sometime between 9 and noon, and I will read material that I will then be rewriting later in the day. And
that,
usually, while the sun is up, I'll just be loading my brain with stuff, and then I'll go grocery shopping in the afternoon. Or the other day, I mowed the lawn, and it's important that I do the reading earlier in the day because when I'm doing this other stuff, I'm thinking about the stuff that I've read. And I've found over time that this wasn't the case when I started in this profession, but now more often than not, if I just give it one more day of thought inside my brain, one more day to stew, I don't have to ask the developer what they meant by something. I can get it right, and that saves everybody a lot of effort. So, um, so it's important that I do the reading early, and then I analyze it all day in the back of my head, like working on a math problem. And then usually between 6 and 8 at night, I'll sit down and start writing. And the writing usually goes pretty quickly. It's the building and the making sure that the formatting and restructured text is good that takes so long. So, so the average day starts around, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then goes on and off until 1 or 2 in the morning. But
yeah,
it's,
you work the split shift.
yeah, it's, and I don't think working, I mean, at least for me, I don't think working like at a desk, at a 9 to 5 type situation, I don't think that it would work as well as this because I have the ability to continually make notes on things or just to continually think about it. Whereas if I were starting at a particular time of the day and then stopping at a particular time, it wouldn't give me the freedom to think about it all the time. Now, the other side is, I don't know, I don't know. I've never, this is all beside the point. Anyway,
I get it. It's a continual process. I get my best ideas in the shower or while I'm driving.
yeah, yeah, driving is, that's where polymerase chain reaction was thought of by, what's his name? Kerry Mullis, who invented PCR in the early 80s. He was driving back from a cabin or surfing. There's two different stories, and it just occurred to him that he could initiate polymerase chain reaction, and it could be used to speed up cultures. There's
Wow.
an unnecessary side note.
Oh, hey, I love trivia, especially science trivia. But this is fun. But go to bed. We'll talk
Okay,
later.
okay, all right, Karen. I'll
Take
see
care,
you.
Jack.
Bye.
Bye.